We are continuing to follow breaking news tonight from Port Arthur following an explosion at the Valero refinery. It rocked a lot of homes around the area, including one in Mid-County. Take a listen. This is from Nederland as the explosion happened around 6:20 this evening. And Southeast Texas is still on high alert. Sabine Pass ISD has closed tomorrow. Good evening, I'm Nick Canizales.
And I'm Cladra Rhodes. People across the west side of Port Arthur and beyond have been told to stay indoors and off the roads as emergency crews deal with this very fluid situation.
And there's a shelter in place for the west side of Port Arthur from Stillwell West and then south of 73.
Pleasure Island.
Pleasure Island is included in that and Sabine Pass. So a shelter in place.
Port Arthur Mayor Charlotte Moses took to Facebook alongside City Councilman Thomas Kinlaw. Mayor Moses suggested turning off AC units to help prevent outside air from circulating inside. 12 News reporter Spencer Plato is live from Port Arthur. Spencer, what's the latest? We know it's dark right now. Are you still able to see the smoke?
Yeah, that's right, guys. I'm on Gulfway Drive in Terminal Road, and like you can see behind me, there is still some smoke, but it's not as thick as we saw earlier. It has toned down quite a bit within the last hour. Earlier, it was just a thick smoke cloud, kind of looked like a thunderstorm earlier. And now that smoke was coming behind a building at the Valero refinery. And fire crews and first responders, they have been flying in and out of this entrance for the past hour. They have blocked off the road right in front of the entrance. And so this has activated a shelter in place that has been issued for the west side of Port Arthur. And we have seen multiple cars try to come down this street. Police have blocked off the entrance. Police are using their megaphones telling drivers to turn around. They're not allowed to enter into the entrance. And so drivers, they're being asked to avoid the area, and that's including State Highway 87 and 82 near the refinery. And I spoke with Port Arthur Mayor Charlotte Moses a few minutes ago, who says a group of children, they're stuck in Sabine Pass because buses haven't been able to get through the closure.
Our main thing is getting the kids that are in Sabine Pass as the county's in charge, because these are the county roads. And so they're trying to make sure we get those kids out of Sabine Pass home from school that were not able to get out of Sabine Pass.
Yeah, and at this point, Mayor Moses says the cause of the explosion is still unknown. She says there are no injuries at this time, and this remains a developing situation that we will continue to follow and keep you guys updated on air and online as we learn more. But for now, live in Port Arthur, Spencer Plato, 12 News.
All righty, thank you, Spencer. We also have new video showing the moments right after the explosion from the air. Now, this is from Coda L. Riley, who took this from a crop dusting plane. You can really see the magnitude of this emergency situation, which is why residents are being told to be extra careful tonight. Again, those close to the explosion site are being told to shelter in place as the TCEQ continues monitoring the air.
Yeah, but what you should do in a shelter in place, well, according to FEMA, stay indoors, lock all doors and windows for a better seal, turn off your air conditioner, fans, and close your fireplace damper or any other place in your home that lets air in from the outside. Be sure to use duct tape on any gaps around windows and doors, and listen for updated alerts and instructions from emergency crews. Now, this explosion happened just after 6 p.m. right as people in the area were getting off work and picking up their kids and heading home for the day.
Yeah, several of you reached out to us to tell us what your experience was, like Isis Mayorga, who was at home getting ready to meet her friends when she thought a tree fell on her house.
All of a sudden, it's just like I hear like a big, like loud thumping sound. I thought it was just like a tree falling down on my house, and all of a sudden I just get a knock on my door. It's my aunt telling me, she's like, "Did you see what happened?" She felt like the floor was shaking. So it was really, really crazy.
Not only did Port Arthur residents feel the impact, but also a business inside Central Mall. Owner of Guasa Foods, Ingrid Ramirez, says she and her staff were frightened to find out what happened.
We were working and it felt like something had fallen, and we all turned to each other and nothing had fallen. About 5 minutes passed and they had called my cashier, and it was her mother crying, saying it was an explosion at the plant, and we were all shocked.
Valero has confirmed to 12 News that all workers were accounted for, and again, no injuries were reported. Meanwhile, local politicians are also reacting to this major event.
Yeah, this includes State Representative and Beaumont native Dade Phelan, who took to Facebook this evening. He said in part that he is, quote, grateful that brave first responders are on the scene swiftly. Please follow official guidance. My office is monitoring closely and will share updates as we learn more. Meanwhile, at-large Councilman A.J. Turner also took to Facebook tonight, saying this is a reminder for the community to take a closer look at our industrial agreements and tax abatements. He wanted to say that, quote, recent events should serve as a wake-up call. They highlight the importance of accountability, safety, and ensuring that our communities are not bearing disappropriate risk without fair return. I strongly encourage everyone to reach out to their local elected officials at both the city and county levels and demand clarity, transparency, and a thorough review of these agreements. He also says that he is praying for the Port Arthur community. Now to recap, Valero says all workers have been accounted for and there are no reported injuries. The company says that they are working to put out the fire.
The shelter-in-place order is still in effect for portions of the west side of Port Arthur. Classes are canceled tomorrow at Sabine Pass ISD. We also reached out to Port Arthur ISD about any potential impacts. We'll let you know when we've heard back from Port Arthur ISD. 12 News is staying on top of this explosion and all of the moving parts involved. We'll continue to bring you the very latest on air, online, and on 12 News Plus.